All right, real quickly with the lab, just make sure we're all on the same page. First off, I know your exam is on Thursday. I just wanted to hand this to you in case you wanted to try and catch up or get a step ahead during spring break. First off, this is not due until March 16th, so that is the Thursday. That should be the Thursday after spring break. If not, tell me and I'll update it to where it is that Thursday. Good. And that should be a lab 6. Well, hopefully this one's easier, although it might be a little confusing at first to understand what's happening. First off, create a class converter with the static method that uses integer.parseInt to convert a Unicode string to an integer. So I haven't talked about that, and the reason for that is I want you to go out and actually research how that piece of code works. Okay. So if I load up the API, go over to converter, convert to integer, notice it's static, I pass it a string, converts a string to an integer. Oops. Let me go back up, I scrolled the wrong part. Converts a string to the integer, the parameter is the string to convert, and it returns an integer representation of str if str contains an integer, or I should say is an integer. Otherwise, just return null. So don't throw an exception. Convert it to an integer. If you're not able to, return null. Now we want to, for part 2, create a string too long exception. This one's actually fairly simple. It's just string too long exception. This class, when you create it, is very simple. If it has no code in it, that's perfectly fine. That's correct. Represents a string too long. Add a function to convert to upper function converter. So back up here, I want you to add a convert to upper function. Notice that it passes a string. It can throw the string too long exception. It converts a string to all uppercases. str is the string to convert to uppercases. Returns the string with all uppercase letters, and it throws string too long if the length is greater than 20. So if the string being passed in is greater than 20, throw the string too long exception. The string passed in is null, return null. Any questions on those two? Those two are hopefully straightforward. Lastly, we're going to create a legal position exception. This one is slightly longer because the constructor should take a string to store the message, just like we did today in class over here. Notice that it was passed a string and we just called super. That's all we want. Notice these exception classes are usually very small because they're really just for declaring a type of exception. So this is completely legal, and you will actually just see code like this in the field. This is perfectly normal. Create a maze class to represent a maze. All right, so you have a maze class, public int width and height. Create a maze with a starting width and height. It needs to have a function to create a wall at a certain x and y position and to set the start position, again at x and y position. Create a wall if possible at the given location. You don't worry too well. You'll have to at least keep track of where a wall is. Just make sure you can keep track of where a wall is inside your code. And it throws an illegal position exception if x or y pose is invalid, aka it's either is less than 0 or either is greater than the width / the height, or if x and y are the start position. And then, oops, down here, set start position. Again, x and y position. If x pose or y pose are invalid, throw an illegal position exception. Or if there's a wall there, also throw an illegal position exception. Okay? All right, any questions? Hopefully this one is fairly straightforward. But if you have any questions, please just ask. All right, and that's all for today. So we finished up, oh good, 40 minutes. So you have plenty of time to work on your labs and study for the midterm.